Yeah, somebody's not wearing their crown, y'all. We were doing Cancer's reading. They don't feel light as a feather. There's something that somebody, it's like, maybe somebody's not learning something, or there's paperwork that has to be done. Yeah, I know, you guys. That's why it's so important to follow me, because as I warn usually around this time, I usually mention it. I don't know if I did this time, but I get disconnected randomly. So always know I'll sign right back on when that happens. So here we are. I'm going to give it like maybe 30 more seconds, and we're going to tap right back into the Cancer read. Yeah, what I'm seeing here as far as money's going, it's not good. Somebody's not showing up like a king or queen here. They're not like overcoming obstacles. Like, they need to maybe assert themselves, or they need to take control and accountability and ownership of their own life path, or their own, if a job isn't working, then maybe there needs to be something else being focused on, or whatever it is. It's like there's like a discouraged energy, and it's heavy. It should be light as a feather though. Like it's not easy making money maybe right now for you, Cancer. There could be like paperwork you have to do, or maybe you're still learning. It's like maybe you know what you have to do, but it's like you're doing something else. You're not standing in your king, queen energy. You feel like you're not making progress, or there's a lack of progress. Huh. It's like you could maybe want to travel, but you can't right now for some of you. And it's making you feel like stuck. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, you're trying to manifest money or financial assistance right now. A lot of you could do hands-on work in some kind of a way. Yeah, you could really use some financial assistance right now is what I'm seeing. Or you're preparing to have to be in that position. Okay, let's see what's going on. What else is going on? So maybe November isn't like the best month for you when it comes to money, or it feels like a little bit, maybe like this is probably what's getting you down or discouraged or feeling stuck type thing. It'll get better. It's, nothing's ever, but because don't feed, if you feed that thought, that mentality, instead of like saying, now fuck it, it's bad right now, but I'm going to transcend this obstacle, I am going to make some money, I'm gonna find a way. Like, you have to keep re-navigating those thoughts, because if you don't, then you're just going to manifest more of this, because your thoughts are a form of manifestation in itself. And you can't control your thoughts, but you can control your thoughts in the sense that you can re-navigate them. So for every negative thought, you can combat it with a positive one, an affirmation. Okay? So, because, if you believe those thoughts, then it's not good, So let's see. All right. Yeah, right, exactly, redirect. Okay. Let's get a Divine Femme card for Cancer. What's going on for Cancer, please? So we got Queen Elizabeth, and that's like a crown again, y'all. In reverse. Divine Channel in reverse. Oprah Winfrey in reverse. Okay. Hope in reverse. Yeah, somebody's feeling very discouraged right now. This sucks. Somebody could feel like separate from God a bit. Like, damn, like why, you know, maybe they don't feel unsupported or something. Okay, so let's see what this is about. Queen Elizabeth in reverse. Hi, Sage. I love you, honey. My baby. Okay. The letter E could be significant. Somebody could be brunette. So let's see what this is about, y'all. Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, this is a good one to read on. Okay. Alright, guys. A bit about Queen Elizabeth. Okay. 2022 could be significant, you guys. It has been women who have breathed gentleness and care into the hard progress of mankind. So femininity should be about, but remember it's in reverse, okay? So again, it's a lack of nurturing, okay? It's time to help balance our masculine world with your feminine traits. All of us have masculine and feminine characteristics, and they need each other to thrive. Yeah, somebody's missing their divine masculine or their divine feminine from their life, I feel like. Or they haven't found them, or they, because of the trials and tribulations of life, it's like they can't even worry about that yet, because until they can like get their financial security stable, or until they can get this or that or this or that done, it's like they can't even make room for that, maybe. You know what I mean? And it feels like if they had that, it would actually be like some kind of muse, or like boost their ability to be inspired to do the things that they need to get done, is what I'm getting. Yeah, it's like somebody needs their person, or they daydream of being able to have that, but they're not in the position to, maybe right now. Our world has historically been dominated by the ideals of masculine progress, but it's time for greater balance. Okay, the world is calling to the feminine for help. Yeah, so maybe somebody needs somebody's help. They need some maternal energy. Okay, where can you infuse feminine gentleness and care, Cancer? Does your work or home need more presence, tenderness, and inclusion? Do you need to breathe gentleness into yourself, your body, and your own personal life? Are you trying to grow without giving yourself time to integrate your lessons, loves, heartbreaks, and successes? Are you making enough time to celebrate the progress that you do achieve? How balanced are your feminine qualities like patience, intuition, flexibility, and nurturing? Taking the time to develop these traits will benefit you and the world around you greatly. Alternate meaning. Duration. Life is long. Make sure you know how to take care of yourself. So this is also about taking care of yourself, y'all. Try not to take everything too seriously. You need levity to sustain your energy for the tasks at hand and to enjoy the rich life ahead of you. But I feel like because of somebody's discouragement in self, they, oh, thank you, love. They feel just unmotivated, or like impatient, or just down, a little bummed or something. Just not inspired, maybe. Okay, so a little bit about Queen Elizabeth, y'all. Alright. So Queen Elizabeth is one of, for the history books. Okay, Elizabeth, so that name could be significant, who took to the throne of Britain at the age of 25, so 25 could be significant, is the matriarch supreme, okay? She was the longest serving female monarch in history. One of the most visible figures of the 20th and 21st centuries, she inspired and guided not only Great Britain, but the entire globe in her 96 years of life. Elizabeth's fate was sealed when her uncle abdicated the throne, making her father the new king of the United Kingdom. The UK could be significant. From an early age, she had a great sense of duty and sensibility, which she infused into every decision of her reign. In her late childhood and teenage years, Elizabeth turned toward public service, being slowly prepared for the faraway day when she would take the throne. But her father, King George, died unexpectedly early, crowning Elizabeth to queendom decades before anyone had expected. Okay? So, a pillar of consistency, Queen Elizabeth nobly navigated decades of massive change. She led the UK in its transition from a global empire to a more consolidated state and helped it move through the dramatic social and religious changes that occurred across the world during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Elizabeth did this all while being steadfast in her loyalty to the British people. Throughout her reign, but particularly in the 90s, she began to open up the royal family and Buckingham Palace to the public, demystifying and evolving royal life by bringing the monarchy and people closer together. That's beautiful. Somebody used their position of power and influence to nurture others, to include others. The years passed. Public perception ebbed and flowed. Global events shook and destabilized the world around her, but Elizabeth remained steady. So there's some kind of maybe feminine figure that maybe could be like this way, or maybe you want to be like this, or maybe you don't realize that you are like this, that you can be like this. There's always going to be, stuff around you, Cancer. There's always going to be stuff that comes up. There's never going to be a perfect time for anything, okay? It's just the way it is. It's like you got to roll with the punches, but you got to stay grounded, though. You can't, self-sabotage and make it harder. That's when you go into hyper gear. Yeah, you're an only father. Yeah, that's definitely tough. Yeah, and this is something where it's like somebody needs nurturing. And it's hard to receive nurturing when you don't have your partner or any maternal energy around you, or you don't know how to do that for yourself. And you have all these other things going on. But Spirit, this is like your confirmation. This is like your message that you gotta find balance somehow. There has to be, because it's going to burn you out, basically. It's going to, if you think that you're never going to get there, you never will get there. If you only add to the difficulties by self-sabotaging or doing this when you could be doing this to get to somewhere faster, to reaching your goals faster, and getting distracted, for instance, because you're just low energy. It's better to stay disciplined, because you can check those things off the list. You can get those things done. If there's a will, there is a way. You know what I mean? And it's like everybody deserves love in their life at some point. Everybody deserves to nurture themselves, to get nurturing. They deserve emotional support. So you need to start manifesting that, whatever that looks like for you in your mind. Maybe the New Year's right around the corner, y'all. Maybe make a vision board or something. It could be more helpful than you might think it is, and hang it somewhere where you see it every fucking day. You know what I mean? Just you can't miss it. It's right in your face, and it's just and so then you can then you're training your mind to fixate on that more than everything else, because you see it every single day, and then you start manifesting it because that's what you're thinking about. That's a good way. Maybe a vision board would be helpful. Okay, so the years passed, right? So she served as a role model her entire life, showed the world how much power and capability that women have. She proved that femininity is a vital trait in our modern and masculine world. Yeah, I feel like a lot of masculine energies are without, the love of a woman's touch, or a love of a woman's heart. They need that too. And there's also the fear of rejection, or just like you just mentioned, you're a single father. There's situations where it's hard to integrate that again. because of other things. But it's needed. I feel like, honestly, if we can just have the world be run by women for a good 20 years, I'm out of pure curiosity, okay? An observation, I would love to see how that would look like in society, how that would, because I feel like I feel like what the world is missing a lot, Cancer, is nurturing and compassion and just like kindness and care, help, supportiveness, you know, the genuine kind, the maternal kind, the divine feminine kind, yo, okay? So, as a faithful and devoted public servant every day of her life, she carried the UK and the monarchy into the modern world with grace and dignity. Bless this woman and the world she so steadily carried, both in her heart and on her shoulders. So this woman was like a pillar, y'all. She was like you know, the supreme matriarch. I feel like maybe somebody doesn't have that around them. They don't have like maybe they weren't modeled that in their childhood, or I mean, put it where you know, it's going to resonate a bit different for everybody. Yeah, very goal oriented. That's awesome, love. Yeah, I mean, it's like, and you know, this is the Cancer is the maternal sign. To be without that energy is not, it's sad. Especially for a Cancer. Hey, no, if you're still here once we're done with the Cancer read, I'd love to help you with that. Right now, we're currently in the middle of the Cancer reading. But if you're still here afterwards, I'd be happy to answer some questions for you, okay, hon? So let's see, y'all. Let's just get a few more details, and we're going to hop into the tarot section, okay? See what's going on. What else does Cancer need to know? Huh. So I feel like some of you have been ignoring the thought of commitment right now because you have other things on your plate, or you're just, maybe you're detoxing from something. Maybe you're overlooking the idea of commitment because you had a bad run with that, or you haven't found anybody that, but you're thinking maybe you have a holiday or birthday coming up and you wish, damn, I wish I had like yeah, it's like, should I take that risk? You know, it's the holidays, y'all. Around this time, everybody thinks about, if you're not with somebody, you have those thoughts, you know? It's like, yeah, it's like Spirit's trying to signal somebody to take some kind of a risk for the holiday or birthday. Don't ignore this. They want you to explore something. Interesting. Yeah, it's like the universe is speaking to you in code or something. Yeah, there's something that you have to do. This is your solo. Or do it solo. Take action. Be a lone hero. Take action. Because right now you're on empty and Spirit doesn't want you to be. They don't want somebody to be empty. This could have to do with some kind of connection or bond or commitment, or the idea of that. Interesting. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Alright, Cancer, let's get something with the tarot here. Okay, overall energy. Every time I see a bell on a card, ring my bell, ring my bell, ding ding. Yeah, every time. That's what comes up.